Hello, welcome back to LK Tuition. My name's Lucas and today we're going to be looking at plotting quadratic graphs. Hope you're well and let's get started. Okay, so first of all, what is a quadratic equation? Well, a quadratic expression is an expression, an algebraic expression, whose highest power is x squared. And it can be written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b and c are just numbers. And we can turn that into an equation by just setting y equal to that. And then we get a quadratic equation. Okay, now let's think about the graphs then. Now, the important thing is the number in front of the x squared. That's going to tell you the shape of the graph. Excuse me. Now, if that number is positive, you're going to get a smiley face. So you're going to get like a bowl shaped curve. Yeah, so if you've got 2x squared, 5x squared, a million x squared, the higher the number, actually, the steeper the bowl will be. The lower the number, the flatter the bowl will be. Okay, but that will give you the fact that it's going up. If it's negative, it's going to look like a sad face. So that's going to look like, I don't know, a hill or something like that, or an upside down bowl. So let's have a look. So this is kind of an example of a positive one. So you notice it's going upwards like that. And then on the right, we've got a negative one, which is going like that. Okay, so here is the process then for drawing one of these quadratic graphs. So the first thing you want to do then is, well, get it in the format that you want. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals y. Now look at the x squared term first. Is it going to be a happy face? Is it going to be a sad face? Then make up a table of values. So you know the values that you want. From x is, I don't know, from -2 to 2. Stick them into the equation, substitute them in, see what you end up with, and then you can plot the points. So plot these points and notice where it changes direction. So whether it's a bowl or whether it's a hill, there's always going to be that point where it starts changing direction. So either the bottom of the bowl or, I don't know, the summit of the hill. Yeah, and that's called a turning point. And then draw the curve. And remember that it is a curve, so you shouldn't be drawing straight lines between the points. It should be a nice, smooth curve. Okay, so let's just do a few examples. So number one says, complete the table of values for y equals x squared minus 1. Okay, so we want to plug these values in then. They've done a couple for us. So minus 1, we'll put that in. So minus 1 squared is 1, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So that is 0. Then the next blank one is x is 1. Well, 1 squared is 1, minus 1 is 0. Then we've got 3. Well, 3 squared is 9, and 9 minus 1 is 8. Now, what you'll notice, and this is true for all quadratic graphs, is that they are symmetrical. So if I draw a little line here, you'll notice that we've got 0 there on either side. Then if we go up again, we've got 3. And then the next one's 8 for plus 3, so minus 3 would be 8 as well. So it's symmetrical. So then on the grid, we want to draw this graph. Now, because this is symmetrical around this point here, 0, minus 1, which is there, that is our turning point because that's where it's symmetrical from. But then let's plot our other points. We've got 1, 0, we've got 2, 3, and we've got 3 and 8. And then we've got minus 1 and 0, and we've got minus 2 and 3. Okay, now I'll see how I do on the iPad, but this won't be that good, but that's not too bad, is it? There's my quadratic graph. And if it carried on, because this doesn't look quite symmetrical, but if this carried on, it would be like that, and it would be symmetrical from our turning point here. Okay, so that is that graph. Okay, let's have a look at another one. So we want to complete the values of y equals 7x minus x squared. Okay, so this is in a bit of a different format, but that's absolutely fine. So x is minus 1. So what have we got here? 7 times minus 1 is minus 7. Minus 1 squared is 1. So minus 7 minus 1 is minus 8. Okay, we put in 0, well, 7 times 0 is 0, and 0 squared is 0, so that's just going to be 0. Then if we put 1 in here, 7 times 1 is 7, minus 1 squared is 7 minus 1, which is 6. Then if we put 2 in here, so 7 times 2 is 14. 14 minus 2 squared is 4, so 14 minus 4 is 10. We put in 3, 7 times 3 is 21, and 21 minus 3 squared, which is 9, is 12. Okay, 7 times 4 is 28, and 28 minus 4 squared is 16, so that is also 12. So that's looking like the turning point. So notice how it's going up, and now it's stopped at 12. And then 5 should be lower, hopefully. So 7 times 5 is 35, minus 5 squared, which is 25, and 35 minus 25 is 10. So here you'll notice the symmetry is here, yeah, because you've got 12 and then 10 and then so on. So let's plot these points then. So we want to draw these. So minus 1 and minus 8. So what is it? 2. Yeah. So that's minus 6. So that to me is minus 8 there. Oops. About there. Then we've got 0, 0. Then we've got 1 and 6, which is there. Then we've got 2 and 10. Then we've got 3 and 12. 4 and 12, and 5 and 10. Okay, and then if we join these up now, notice we've got kind of two maximum numbers, so that, but this graph is going to kind of curve over it like that. It won't go flat, it will curve over it. So let's just draw this the best we can. I'll grab a different colour. So this is going to go up, slightly over, and like that. And obviously if it was wider, this red line would start going down there like that, and that's where you'd get your bowl. And that's because we've got minus in front of the x squared. Okay, so it says use the graph to estimate the turning point of y equals 7x minus x squared. So here from our graph, the turning point looks to be about there, doesn't it? Yeah, so it should be about halfway. So this to me looks to be, well, this is 3.5 from there, and that is 13, I reckon. So it should be 3.5, 13. Okay, so that's, oops, sorry, that there from there. Okay. And then C says find the solutions to the equation 7x minus x squared is 0. So this is a bit of a separate one, but we'll do it anyway. So let's ignore the graph, let's just factorise this for now. So we can factorise an x. So this is x brackets 7 minus x equals 0. So we're saying that these two things times together to make 0. Well, that means one of them's got to be 0. So either x is 0 or 7 minus x is 0, but that's the same as saying x is 7. Okay, now we can see that x is 0 because if you look here, x is 0, y is 0, so that works, that y is 0. And then if we kept going over this way, it would again cross this line 0, this x-axis, when y is 7. When x is 7, sorry. Okay, alright, so I hope you found that useful. This has been LK Tuition. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon for some more maths videos.